Hey there, if you've been trying to quit smoking and beginning to notice that maybe what you need is way more of a mental edge over your stopping than just the physical nicotine part, you are absolutely right. More than 80% of stopping smoking is mental. That's right. And so in this video, what I'm going to go through are three mental technique or three mental meditations that are going to really give you a much more of a mental edge over your stopping smoking so that you can go out there, practice these, and begin your journey to becoming a happy, healthy non-smoker. My name is Rita Black. I am a clinical hypnotherapist, a smoking cessation specialist, and I am also a former pack and a half a day smoker. And over the last 20 years, I've helped more than 10,000 people become happy, healthy non-smokers. So I'm really excited to share what I know with you because I think you're going to find it really, really helpful. So here's the thing, just before we begin with regards to stopping smoking, one of the things to understand if you've been struggling and going, I want to stop smoking so bad, I know it's bad for me. I know I should be doing it, but why do I keep doing it? It's really not your fault. It's not like you lack discipline or willpower. It's just that the way the mind is constructed. See, here, let's say that this is the mind, and really only the conscious mind is very small. That 12% of the mind is about the conscious willpower part of the brain. So when you're trying to quit smoking, really that is only how much of your brain really truly wants to quit smoking. So this is the part of your brain that wants to quit smoking. Now, this whole 88% down here, that part of the brain wants to keep right on smoking. Sorry, but it's true. This is our subconscious mind. And over the years, there was a time where you were all a non-smoker. But over time, I like to say we start to hypnotize ourselves into, we start smoking and we start to take on the identity of a smoker. So we have a smoking identity and we start to believe that we need cigarettes for, or vaping for various things in our life, waking up in the morning, driving our car, working, thinking, managing stress and emotions, right? So we start to our belief system starts to take that on. We also get in the habit of smoking. We smoke in patterns, right? So this part of our brain, and then there's also this protection part of our brain and here in the subconscious mind that really is more the reptilian part of the brain. And we really come to believe that we need smoking in order to survive, right? So even though we're consciously like, this is bad, I'm choking, I can't, it's expensive, it smells, like, why am I doing this? It's insane. There's a whole huge part of your brain that's just committed to keeping on smoking, right? And that's the part of the brain we want to start to impact. That's what I use hypnosis for. But these meditations that I'm going to teach you are actually super awesome to get you starting to impact this part of your brain, which really works in opposition to the conscious mind. There's this filter in between. And what these meditations are going to do is help relax that filter and get you deeper into the subconscious, getting more of your subconscious mind engaged in becoming a non-smoker. So the first meditation I want to teach you is super simple. And you already probably do this with other things in your life, which is visualize, right? When you want something, so bad, like you want to go on a vacation to France, right? And you can just see yourself on the streets of Paris. You sit at your desk at work, or you're laying in bed in the morning and you think about like the Parisian breeze blowing through your hair, and you think about like sitting at a sidewalk cafe and not smoking a cigarette, but, drinking your coffee and having the cafe au lait and the baguette and all of that stuff. And you can really see it, smell it, taste it, and feel it. And what that is doing is it is engaging your subconscious mind in because our imagination is in our subconscious mind, right? A lot of times when I work with smokers, they can't even imagine what it would be like to be a non-smoker. We don't practice becoming a non-smoker. We just think when we smoke, we have a smoking identity. We live in this world of like, I am a smoker. So we need to start to imagine what life would be like as a non-smoker, right? We want to attach that to something powerful and pleasant, not like thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have withdrawal and it's going to be horrible and awful. We want to think about like walking along a sandy beach, breathing in the salty air, and the fresh air is filling our lungs that can fill up all the way because we're a non-smoker and we're healthy and strong and walking along the beach. You want to start to just spend time daydreaming, creating that visual, but really feeling the power of that going on within that. Okay, so that is the first one you want to do. Okay, great. Now, the second thing is, I'm just making sure my thing is turned on. Yes, it is. Okay. The second thing we want to do is we want to mentally practice being a non-smoker. Okay. So here's the dealio on that one. So most of the time when I work with smokers, they, and having been a former smoker myself, we smoke in a pattern, right? We wake up and, a lot of us will wake up and have the coffee and the cigarette and with our, when we wake up and we then, get in our car and light one up on the way to work, right? Or after the gym or, at work, after the meeting, you go down, stand outside and maybe smoke one with your friend or maybe on your own. But so there are these points of the day that brain has gotten used to. I expect a cigarette, right? And it will bug you for that. So what we want to do is start to practice being a non-smoker in our mind first. Athletes will practice, going onto the field or going onto the court in their mind first. When they're before practice, they do a mental practice. In fact, there was some study where they said that athletes who had been injured would mentally practice their sport, and when they came back to playing, it was as if they had never stopped playing the sport because of their injury or whatever. So I couldn't quote the study, but it really is a study. You can look that up. So we can practice being a non-smoker before we're a smoker. That will really actually help your brain get used to the idea. So we can imagine having our coffee in the morning as a non-smoker, and we can imagine driving to work in our car as a non-smoker. We can imagine, hanging out after lunch, meditating or going for a walk instead of sitting there in our car smoking a cigarette, right? So we can begin to imagine that. And that's something, again, that you can spend a little time in the morning or the evening doing. And again, this is what I would call mental practice, daydreaming, because you're engaging your imagination. Our imagination is a very powerful part of our subconscious mind. And we're starting to imagine, we're changing our identity because we're imagining ourselves as a non-smoker. And we're starting to believe like, wow, I could have coffee as a non-smoker. And we're starting to look at the different habits and saying, oh, I could be in the habit of getting in my car and driving as a non-smoker. So we're really starting to change the focus. Now, the last one is creating a mantra. And now the mantra, I feel like, is a little different than an affirmation, right? Back in the day, affirmations were very popular. Somebody might suggest to you, to say, I am a non-smoker, right? Even if you were smoking a cigarette, if you were still smoking, you were supposed to say, I love being a non-smoker. The problem with an affirmation is your brain's like, that's not true. And it kind of kicks it aside. It has no impact on the subconscious mind whatsoever. So that's why affirmations kind of fell to the side as not too powerful, not too effective. So what we want to do is we want to start to create a thinking pattern, a mantra, a way that we can speak to ourselves where we are opening up our brain to an idea, that we're getting the fear out of the way. Because the main thing that stands between you and stopping smoking isn't your willpower, isn't your discipline, isn't external things like your family or your friends. It's fear. It's fear, your fear that you can't do it, your fear that in that moment you can't be a non-smoker. So having a mantra is a way to speak to yourself powerfully and to start to get your deeper subconscious mind, that reptilian brain, used to this idea of your being a non-smoker. So one mantra I really, really like is using I am moving in the direction of. I use this with my weight mastery clients as well. Smoking and weight management are the two areas that I really, really focus on. I am somebody who not only quit smoking, but lost 40 pounds after I quit smoking, and I've kept it off for 20 years. So with weight management, with smoking cessation, I love this saying, I am moving in the direction of. Why? Because you're not saying I am a non-smoker, but I'm saying I am moving in the direction of being a happy non-smoker. What that is doing to my mind is it's implanting this idea of I'm going to be a happy, healthy non-smoker, but I'm not quite there yet, but I'm opening up my mind. Now, your subconscious mind is the most powerful computer on the face of the planet, right? So your subconscious mind, once you start, depositing these seeds of belief, right? Your subconscious mind will start to go, oh, well, that sounds kind of interesting. Like I could be a non-smoker. I could be a happy non-smoker. Well, maybe we could do this, So you're starting to get this whole 100% of your mind on board with your being a happy, healthy non-smoker. So practice visualizing you walking along the beach, or you're walking up the mountain, or you're, walking down your block with your dog, but you're a non-smoker and feeling happy. Mentally practice the different times in your day of your being a non-smoker rather than smoking. And then start with a mantra. I am moving in the direction of being a happy, healthy non-smoker, and see how that might change your life. Now, if you like these tips and you want more, well, I'd love to share more with you, because I am doing a free online masterclass. If I could reveal this. And my free online masterclass is really going to get more into what I'm going to teach you are the powerful mental techniques that you can use to literally shift yourself. The master class is called How to Stop Smoking Without Withdrawal, Cravings, or Weight Gain. And I mean that. You are going to learn how to shift your mind so you don't experience withdrawal. You're going to learn how to shift your mind so you don't experience cravings. And you're also going to learn how to not feel deprived after you become a non-smoker, so that you can be super happy and start exercising and being healthy, rather than feeling depressed and deprived and shoving food down your mouth and gaining weight, right? Wouldn't that be so cool? Well, I love teaching this particular class. Go ahead. There's a sign up button below. Sign up and learn how to remove those mental roadblocks that stand between you and becoming that happy, healthy non-smoker you can be. Seriously, this is really mostly mental. You can do this. You just need a few mental tools, and you can be a happy, healthy non-smoker. You can get all of your mind lined up behind you and be a non-smoker for the rest of your life. Okay, I hope you found this helpful, and have an awesome day.